Howdy folks, Kirk and Jay here with Kirk, Giordano Plastering. What we're going to do today folks is show you how we correct a buckling chimney. Now this chimney is made of brick, as most of them are. I was talking with the homeowner, he says, how the heck do you know that's a brick chimney? I said, I can look at it, I can see how square it is. But equally important is, I know it's brick because it's brick, this chimney here is about 5 tons. And this wall's about 1 and that one's about 1, so it weighs a lot more. It's sagged a little bit. And somebody came here sometime in the past 10 years and did something weird. I don't know what this is, but it ain't right. It should not protrude that far. Normally when I've dealt with 500 chimneys that are sinking, and normally we get the cracks right here where you could stick your fingers in them. But this one ain't bad, so I'm gonna knock off whatever this fella did, and we're gonna put a bonding agent like we did here. We're going to put some stiff mud back in it and show you how easy it is to fix. If you know what the problem is, guys, that's half the battle. Again, I don't know what this stuff is, but it's not right. So let's just go ahead and remove it. Oh, well, what that is failing brick. This brick did in fact separate. Give me about, I'd say 10 minutes, or actually not even that. We'll get it all off. And then what I'm going to do is show you guys how we put it right back together. Number one is, we've got to get all this dust off. So I'm going to pull this piece off here, use my cat's paw, get that guy out of there. Oops. It doesn't matter how bad this comes off, guys. If I lose 1 inch to 3 inches, that's okay. I don't care, because I'm prepared to fix it quickly. It happens, guys. Sometimes water gets through the top. You never know where it's going to separate it. I actually thought somebody put in some interior plaster here 10 years ago, but that's simple failing. So what we're going to do now is, we have a lot of loose stuff here. I got to take the garden hose, number one, wire brush, and get all this dust off, because my new stuff, which is right here, will not adhere to this dust. So give us a few minutes. We're going to grab the water hose, clean this out very well, wire brush it, and then we'll show you how we put it back together. Okay guys, what I did was I took the water hose and squirted all that stuff out of there. This mud is a little bit stiff for this, but we'll make it work anyhow. The idea is, we're using a mud here that it's pretty strong stuff. It's when it cures, it has like a 3,500 psi strength. Mighty strong stuff. But of course, we don't have enough. I didn't think it was going to take this much, so we didn't mix that. I need about 1 more hawk. Jay's going to do the honors, put the camera down. And what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to take my trowel and I'm going to keep pushing this in. I want to push it into all the grout. I want it so far into that grout so that when Jay brings me another hawk full, I can just put another coat on it, and then I'm actually going to fix this piece here too. So bear with us while Jay mixes his next hawk full. Okay guys, Jay mixed me up some fresh stuff, and this is good for a scratch coat. Now this is what I consider a second coat. I could have done both coats with this particular material had I had enough. And by the way, some of you folks might say, well, gee, shouldn't you replace that whole chimney? Yeah, you could if you wanted. Most of the customers I have would say, Kirk, are you kidding me? I'm not going to replace that whole thing. Usually when the bricks spall like that or just shim off, a crack is right here and up there. Now I'm looking at it a little bit more closely to find out how the heck did the brick buckle dead center, because I haven't, it's rare to see this, and I've taken apart about 200 chimneys. Now I can see water went through the top. It got trapped in the stucco and just weakened it. The water these days has all kinds of stuff in it. This right here, all I'm doing here is getting this where when we're out of here and this is painted, you won't see that bend there. I don't want the fella to say, wow, what's up with that crooked like a dog's hind leg right there. A little bit more right there, here. And now all I'm going to do is float this out. Okay, so when I float it out, I've got to make it straight. Okay, clean that float out. And I come up here. A minute ago when I said there's all kinds of chemicals in the water like fluoride and what's that chemical, Jay, that does cause the
chlorine?
Not the chlorine.
I don't know which one.
Oh well.
The one that causes efflorescence?
That is usually salt in the sand that causes the fluorescence. Chloride, I believe it is. Chloride is what weakens concrete, and it's put in the water that we drink. Anyhow, that's a float finish right here. That matches this. Now what I'm going to do is, now granted, if you took an 8-foot rod and you put it on this corner, you're going to see that corner is tweaked. Here, I'm going to go back over here, and I'm just going to float this in. Now, it took 70 years, folks, for this to happen. 70 years, that's pretty good. Why would a fella spend, say, 10, 20 grand, tear this all apart and redo it, when it took 70 years for it to actually separate like that? Most of the folks I work for would simply say, as I'm doing it now, just put it back together. And we might not live another 70 years, let alone worry about tearing this whole thing off, which is pretty nice, and replacing it. Anyhow, okay, this corner here, that's fixed. And when this stucco sets, it has a PSI strength of about, oh man, 3,000 to 4,700 PSI strength. That's harder than concrete. This is Rapid Set. Anyway, that's how you fix it quickly. Guys, I don't recommend anybody do anything worse like tearing all that off. It's just such overkill. Anyhow, guys, my name is Kirk. I'm with Kirk Giordano Plastering. Jason on the camera as usual. We thank you folks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.